Giovanni, thank goodness we stay up late and watch the Panthers. Good morning from Western North Carolina. Heat are hard to stomach. Watch bits of the game and watch them, as always, slip away into the funk they've created. Yeah, you watched last night, and let's get into a little Heat talk. Last night was rough to watch. The fourth quarter was fun to watch. The kids made a comeback. If Larson hits that shot and Jovic also, they got a chance to win that game. I think they cut it to like 7 or 8 or whatever with Larson missing that shot and then Jovic. That was the game right there. That was your window of having an amazing comeback with Jimmy on the bench. And I tweeted that out yesterday after the Heat posted, one of their many things that they put post game. I go, it was the Heat energy and culture was alive and well in the fourth quarter, and wasn't about the result. It was about the way they played. Jimmy Butler yesterday. And by the way, Ira's already at the point. Why are you playing him and risking injury? Why are you playing him? Because he's playing with these shoes. He's like on my side now. For the last couple of weeks, I'm like, suspend his ass, get out of here. And they did suspend him the first time. They matched me. They did what I said. And then I said, keep him on the back. And Ira's like, no, well, Mickey feels that if I'm paying you, you got to play. And so he's being cheap. So last night, Jimmy Butler, did you see the shoes he was playing with last night? I don't know. Some of you watch it. Some of you didn't watch it, whatever. Some of you may not even realize it or whatever. Look at the shoes that he was playing with last night. I mean, it's why are you even wasting your time with this loser? In the post-game press conferences, the stupid stuff about the truth will come out, all of this crap, and he's wearing Phoenix Suns shoes, dude. Phoenix Suns shoes. I can't believe how soft of a franchise the Miami Heat has become, dude. Pat Riley, bro. What happened, coach? How do you allow people to step all over you? That's not who you were about ever. You're the boss, dude. You're the godfather. You allow this guy to do whatever the hell he wants. And you allow him to just punk you guys over and over and over again. And Mickey Harrison, dude, you're a billionaire. Act like one, please. Don't act like a cheap ass billionaire. You're a billionaire. You screwed up. You signed Jimmy Butler. Maybe you should watch this show more often and you'd make better moves. You wouldn't have signed Whiteside. You wouldn't have signed Dion Waiters. You certainly wouldn't have brought in Danny Granger. You certainly wouldn't have traded for Kyle Lowry. And you wouldn't have given Jimmy Butler this extension because somebody needed balls in that organization because somehow the guts are lost in that organization. And the vision. How come I saw it 2 years ago and I said, hey, this was a great run. It's over. You didn't get the star next to Jimmy. That's it. Don't milk it anymore. Trade him now so you can get a lot for him. And now you're going to, it looks like you might get at least a couple of first-round picks. If that's the case, then at least you're going to salvage something out of this, which is good. But how you got here it's bad. It's a bad look. It's a bad look for the owner. It's a bad look for Pat Riley. It's a bad look for the organization. Sorry, you don't allow the inmates to run the asylum. I want old Pat Riley back. I want hard ass Pat Riley back. So that way the team becomes a hard ass. Remember that I told you these last 10 years remind me of the 10 years of the early 80s into the 90s for the Dolphins. The Miami Heat are turning into the Miami Dolphins. Okay, and this is the early part of the demise of the Dolphins, where you're still having some success. You're appearing in a Super Bowl or an NBA Finals. You're getting spanked and getting sent home now because you are no longer where you used to be in the '70s or with the big three or Shaq or Wade when you were the superior teams. Now you build teams that are good enough to overachieve and get there, like Marino's team, like the Woodstock team. Good enough to overachieve and get there, but they're not they don't belong anywhere on the championship floor. You know what I'm saying? So, is it just gonna get worse from here on out post Pat Riley? And it's gonna turn into what the Dolphins have turned into decade after decade? 'Cause if you've noticed, every decade's gotten worse for the Dolphins. The '80s decade is better than the '90s decade. The '90s decade is better than the 2010s decade. The 2000 to 2010s decade is better than 10 to 20. Have you noticed that with the Dolphins? Every decade is worse than the other. You ever realize that? Then that's what I'm seeing. Being old, like I've told you 100 times, it sucks. Your body's falling apart and you're not the same, physically and all that other stuff, but perspective and experience is second to none, baby. Second to none. Second to none. Like what I'm watching, sorry, apologies if I get political here, but like I'm watching the hostages get released in Gaza. You know what I immediately thought of? I'm old enough. Reagan taking over for Carter, and they're coming home from Iran. Why? Because the two guys that are taking over aren't going to take your shit. So if you don't act now, oh, baby, it's going to get uglier for you. Agree or disagree. I don't care what side you're on. I'm not on either side. I don't care about either party. I'm just telling you I'm old and things repeat. Life repeats. You see things over and over again. That's why when we're young, we don't listen to our parents who already did what we did. And then they try to warn you. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like that. History repeats itself. And right now, the Miami Heat are in the verge of becoming the Miami Dolphins. So we'll find out what happens over the next 10 years. But these last 10 years, since the big three till now, woo, doggy, you're lucky you have Eric Spoelstra, who has made it look better than what it really is. Better than what it really is. But the Heat really need like I've said this before about the Dolphins that they needed an organizational enema. Well, they spiritually they need that spiritual enema. They need to go back to the old ways. 'Cause those are the ones that produce championships. This softer way of allowing players to step all over you and all that kind of stuff, that doesn't fly, dude, as you can tell. So, what I'm watching with Jimmy is unacceptable, and it's not the Heat. It's not Heat culture.